Productions' newest series, Games I've Been Playing This Month. And this month, on Games I've Been Playing This Month, the new segment by X Branch Productions that we're putting out right now, it's all starting here, folks. I'll basically be telling you what I've played this month. Firstly, with friends and online and everything like that. Secondly, more games we were going playing on Retro Troop, our other series. Check that out if you haven't. And then games that I've been playing myself alone, to pass time and whatnot. So I'm just going to give a brief explanation of each game and let's get to it. Resident Evil 6. I've been playing this a lot with my friend Mab. We spent one night online multiplayer, and I got a feel for the game. It's a pretty good game. I like 5 better. In the series of Resident Evil, this is it's sort of a weird blend of 5 and 4. In the aspect that it's like there's a bunch of quick time events which come from the whole segment of 5. But those blend with the elements from 4 where it's trying to be survival horror. They're trying to take it more back to its roots. But it didn't work exactly as well as I would have hoped. I had high anticipations for this game. I even pre-ordered it. Although my friend Mayab gave me this copy because he actually bought the Resident Evil anthology where you get Resident Evil 6, but you also get the rest of the Resident Evil games. I think 1, 2, and 3, maybe even 4 and Code Veronica. I'm not quite sure. But as far as story, you can play as one of 3 different characters. Well, 4, but that's spoilers. I can't go into that. Leon, Chris, and a newcomer who's apparently Wesker's son, and that's not a spoiler because that's in the trailer actually, named Jake. Leon's campaign is more like the original campaign. Chris's campaign is supposed to be more like Resident Evil 5, and then Jake's campaign, which I actually played with my friend Jake Umea, which is funny. Even though he wasn't Jake, he was actually Sherry, who's actually in that campaign, who's from Resident Evil 2, of all things, and they brought her back, which I thought was really interesting. But anyway, yeah, so in Jake's campaign, the one I actually played, it's more or less a lot of quick time events. I don't know if I really liked that much, and Jake's skills they were weird and they were off, and it's not exactly my favorite Resident Evil game in the series, and I can't tell you which one is. I prefer the style of 1, 2, and 3 though, where you're going around collecting items and whatnot. This one's pretty good. It's more of a blend of 5 and 4, like I said before, but I can't really explain my feelings on it just yet. I'll have to play the other campaigns to give you a full, thoughts on that one. But my initial thoughts of this game is it's pretty good, and it's fun to play online with a friend if you have one. I wouldn't say to play with the AI. You should probably play with a friend. It's a lot of good times. We stayed up late into the night playing this one, so that was a lot of fun. And then the next time he came over, we played one of my favorite games of all time, a very underrated platform for the PlayStation 1, for the 32-bit system itself, that I loved to death. This was one of the very first games that got me into video games, Tomba. And I may have never played it, and so I was like, you have to play it. And just one day, when we were hanging out, I was like, please play this game. We played it on the PlayStation Network version that I downloaded, because you can finally download it on PlayStation Network, which is awesome, by the way. I'm waiting for that forever since this game goes up in price all the time. It's like $80 right now. But I bought it because I'm such a hardcore fan of this game. This game was so awesome back in the day. It's like my most nostalgic game ever. It's one of my favorite games of all time, like I said. It's probably my second or third favorite game of all time. And it's just a really quirky and unique platformer. It's just one of the best platformers out there. You do missions and you get to fight evil pigs and you laugh and you have fun, and you go through side-scrolling levels, and then it brings you to kind of a side-scrolling 3D-esque world, and it sounds really clunky, but the item system and the weapons and all of that actually give it RPG elements as well. So it's like an RPG crossed with platformer, crossed with missions and everything, and it's just really fun. It's a great game. It's so awesome. It's one of the best games of all time. If you haven't played Tomba, you can download it if you have PS3 on the PlayStation Network for $10, or you could buy the original copy for the original PlayStation. But it'll cost you, and they'll set you back about $80. But if you haven't played this one, try it out. Mab's initial thoughts on it, I mean, he seemed to be having fun with it. I was having fun with it because I was telling him, you know, I was trying to instruct him on how to play and where to go and try to teach him how to do it. And he seemed to be laughing, having a good time. After a while, he got a little bit bored of it, but that's just because we had a different game that he really wanted to play, which I don't unfortunately have. It's one of his games. But it's really, really a good game. Just try it out if you haven't already. So, there's that. And then, the NES, we have Journey to Silius. This game is freaking insanely hard. It's one of those old school platformers by Sunsoft. Actually, a little bit of trivia about this game. If you haven't seen the Happy Video Game Nerd review of this game, actually go check that out because it's one of his first reviews. It's really awesome. It'll tell you just how awesome the game is. But just a little trivia for you. This was going to be the original Terminator game for the NES. They had the license back in the day from the original Terminator, and there was some legal issues or something, and the license got sold out to LJN, and we know how much they suck. You know, if you haven't seen the Angry Video Game Nerd, how are you seeing my channel? Because he's one of the classics of music. Anyway, this is a classic game. This is pretty good. It's a run and gun shooter, kind of like Contra, except it's not as hard as Contra, because in Contra there's like a whole bazillion things on the screen at once. It's so insane. This game, it's an underrated NES game, I'd say for sure. Journey to Silius. Yeah, if you want more information on this one, though, definitely check out Derek Alexander's Happy Video Game Nerd's review of it. He does a really good job reviewing it. I can't do it as much justice, but it's a lot of fun. And me and Mab were playing this one time, and we wanted a little challenge, and we got to level 2, and then it's one of those games where if you get to a certain point, and you just keep dying and dying and dying. And Journey to Silius is a lot harder because it's like you only get 9 lives, 3 continues, 3 lives per continue, so that's 9 lives altogether. And you don't get any more. If you die after all those lives, you're done. You're out. At least it's not 3 lives and you're dead, but it's still a really hard NES game. Definitely worth the money though. I only paid like $10 for this, so back in the day, like a year ago when I first got my NES. No, but this is a really good one. Journey to Silius, I recommend it. It's just insanely hard, like all Sunsoft's games. But the music, oh my god, I can't even believe this game is music. This has some kick-ass music, I gotta tell you. This fucking game is just awesome. Just check it out. It's really worth a look. Me and Mab, we got our asses kicked, that's all we had to say. But it's a fun time if you're in the right mindset to play some NES. And then we've got another classic for the classic 8-bit system. Batman. Another Sunsoft game. Isn't that funny? It's another Sunsoft game. You know, Sunsoft's a hard company to beat their games because they make some hard motherfucking games for the NES. I don't really know what happened to Sunsoft, actually. They must have gotten bought out by somebody or something. But Batman for the NES, oh my god, is this game hard. It doesn't seem so hard at first. They kind of give you lenience and leeway, but then when you get to that 3rd level boss, that brain thing, that's where the game starts getting fucking hard. There's only 6 levels in this entire game, but I can't get past that brain thing. I've only done it once in my entire career playing this game, but this game, we got our asses kicked. And then if you die on that boss, you have to go back and grind before that to get your special weapons up again, and me and Mab were just like, fuck that shit, we don't want to do it. But it's really fun. The music is excellent, as always, from Sunsoft games on the NES. And it's one of the better licensed games, which is just saying something in its own. How many good licensed games are there for the NES? I mean, it's a movie licensed game. It's really good. You get to play as Batman. I'm Batman, you know? I mean, like, what the fuck? It's just an excellent game. It's really hard, but all the games on the NES are hard, pretty much, excluding maybe a few, but a lot of games on the NES are kick-ass hard. So, you know, if you're looking for a good challenge, also, Sunsoft's your company. I mean, they're going to give you a run for your money and hard. Actually, this one is really worth the money. I picked this up for $5, so, I mean, you can't beat that. Batman on NES, man. Needless to say, motherfucking hard time. And the last game that I've been playing with a friend recently, and it wasn't Mayab, but he has also played this game, is Conker's Bad Fur Day. Now, I love this game. This is a great game. It has a lot of movie spoofs and that kind of stuff to it. The gameplay is a little bit dated, I'll give it that, because, man, those controls, I gotta say, the controls are a little bit dated, but you're talking about a dated system, the N64. For the N64, though, it really pushes the limits of the system, and it gives it a good, you know, solid, it really pushes the limits of the system. That's what I'm trying to say. It gives it a solid run for its money. It could almost be a GameCube game. That's how good this game is, like, on everything. But a lot of people complain about the analog stick on the N64, like Jameson. If you've seen our Retro Troop, you know, videos, obviously you know about that because you've seen that before. But the analog stick in this game makes it a little hard to deal with. But if you're in the realm to play this game, Conker's Bad Fur Day, you're gonna want to pick up the Xbox version. Definitely a lot cheaper. It's Conker's Slide and Reloaded, and you can get it for about $30 this game on the N64. It's a rare game, not like Rare the company. Yes, it is them, but it is also a very rare game because it's highly sought after because it's such a good game, and it also commands a price of about $80, and that's without the box. I mean, and I don't know if you can see that there. Hopefully, it shows up on the camera there. But there is actually a Blockbuster sticker over this entire logo right here, which I cannot pull off. Damn you, Blockbuster. Anyways, but it's a really, really great game. If you have the N64 or the game, or not GameCube, Xbox to play it, definitely give it a check out. And you can also play it on the Xbox 360. It's one of the games that is cross-compatible to the Xbox 360, so definitely give it a look if you're in that mood. But me and Dylan, if you've seen him from our Retro Troop stuff, if you've heard him, because you don't see him actually, Dylan and me were playing this game, and we got a decent way into the first stage, the one with the haystack Terminator. Yeah, spoilers, I guess. But and he really appreciated it, but he realized the control is a little bit ass, as the angry video game nerd would say. But it's still a really good game, and it's a little bit dated, but I feel like the Xbox version, I don't actually own that version, but I feel like that one would be a little more refined since you have the Xbox joystick to work with, which would be a lot easier. I would definitely see that as the easier version of this game. If you're looking to pick up this game, definitely pick it up on there. But it's a really great game. You're just this squirrel, and he's been drunk, and now he's got a hangover, and he has to do all this stuff and help all these people, and he does it all because he's a greedy little bastard. All he wants is money. Money, 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 money. And everything in this game, just like in Banjo-Kazooie, it talks. Money talks. I just got that. That's actually pretty funny. Money talks in this game, and it says some pretty hilarious things. There's a lot of great movie spoofs in this game. This game is freaking hilarious. This game is also a really good platformer. The controls are a little bit dated. Get it on the Xbox. Definitely worth a playthrough. Very, very good.